Welcome to the Art of Dress. Today I'm very happy to share with you building a personal color wheel for Plum Earth Coloring, Liya Kebede. So thank you so much for coming and, of course, subscribing. Liya Kebede is true classic style, and she is Plum Earth Coloring, and her artistry is composite. It is very interesting to show you a personal color wheel based on someone who is true classic, because the prime color has more importance for anyone who is true classic, and that's one of the things I'm happy to show you. But first, let's start as usual, and I'll explain to you how the color wheel arises in the first place. So, as I have already explained to you, everyone in the world has a prime color, and this wheel is made up of the 12 prime colors of humanity. Each of the prime colors fits into one of the quadrants, and the colors themselves define the quadrants of the elements: fire, air, water, earth. In the case of Liya Kebede, she has earth coloring, and she is plum earth, so she's right in the middle. Now, one of the things you're going to see today is that just like the grape earth coloring, that the plum and the grape and the burgundy earth colors are all like jewel tones. And in fact, that's one of the things that the element color wheel, or this way of looking at it, really shows you, is how magnificent each of the quadrants is, but all very different. So these jewel tones are something that really belong to the earth palettes. So, another thing on this wheel that's very important to understand is that when you wear a color, you generally wear the complementary color as well. There's only one exception, and that's the style color. So if you look at the plum color, the complementary to the plum color is directly across the wheel, which is to say ochre green. But the ochre green is the air version of that color. So what I did is I showed the complementary colors on the next wheel. So here you see the complementary colors are on the outside of the prime colors. And when you look at plum, you can see that the green, that is the earth version of ochre green, is quite a different color. Looks quite different. It's the same color, but it looks quite different because now it's the intense version. Now, another thing to understand about the colors is that each is connected to a planet, and this becomes important when you're trying to find the 4 element colors, the first 4 colors in every wheel. So if you look there, you'll see that plum is a moon color. So let me show you the other moon color, and there we have one of the moon colors is above the sort of horizontal middle line, and that is plum, and the other moon color is below. So one is a cool color, and the color that's below is a warm color, in this case Celadon. Now Celadon is an air color, of course, so Liya will be wearing the earth version of that, and in fact the earth version of that is the complementary color to burgundy. So if you look at burgundy, in this case you can see burgundy and earth version of Celadon, and next to it plum and earth version of ochre. But now let me show you what these colors look like on Liya, and this is the fun part. So here's Liya wearing her plum, and as you can see, the prime color is always a revelation. All of the colors are fantastic, I grant you that, but the prime colors are just so gorgeous, and as you can see, this is what it does to her. And then the ochre green version is still very beautiful, and once again you get to see that the colors have different effect on the skin, although you can see it better depending on the light. But here you see this is a cool color now. This is her burgundy, and it's very creamy. And then when you see her in her Celadon, it's far more delicate. That is because the cool colors are bring out the cool creaminess of her coloring, because her coloring is cool, and the warm colors bring out the delicacy because it's the opposite to her natural coloring. So those are the first 4 colors: Plum, Earth version of Ochre, Burgundy, and Earth version of Celadon. So what about light colors? Because these are all intense colors for her. So back we go again to the wheel, and this time we go 1 color counterclockwise from her color, from her prime color, and what we see is that she is going to wear a light version of grape. So grape is an earth color, so that means it will be a muted color, but it will be a light version of earth grape earth. And the light version of that, if you go across, you will see it there. It's going to be olive green, the complementary, and then on the outside you see grape earth, but now the air version. So grape air, I guess you have to call it. So here is Liya wearing this color, which is the air version of grape. And as you can see, this is a runway picture where you don't get that much light, and it's still so beautiful for her, so creamy, and her skin is just amazing. And here you see her in her olive, and once again bringing out the delicacy of her skin. So just so gorgeous. So that's 6 colors, and now for the style color. So when you go to the style wheel, you see the 12 signs of the zodiac, because the color wheel has 12 colors on it. So what happens to True Classic, who we normally find in the middle, and that is that they have the special relationship of doubling in their prime color. So that means that if their artistry puts them in the cool version, then they will also wear the warm version of this color. So here is Liya again wearing another version of Plum Earth, and this is a runway picture, and you can see it is just still so beautiful for her. In fact, the colors of the 7 special colors, your personal rainbow, they have actually like a magical effect for every person. And it really brings out all the magnificence of everyone's skin. The luminosity, the translucence, the delicacy, the creaminess, just everything that there is in your skin is brought out by these gorgeous colors. So now the style wheel or the color wheel for including the style and including all the 6 colors of the Plum palette. And here it is. On the top, you see the 4 colors: the Plum, the Earth version of Ochre, the Burgundy, the Earth version of Celadon, and then another Plum. So why am I showing the 2 plums exactly the same when I told you that one's going to be cool, one's going to be warm? Because in the colors that I'm showing here, I'm showing only standard colors. And that is because they apply to everyone, no matter what your artistry and no matter what your style. So no matter what the impact that you bring into your colors to make it personal to you, you will still wear the standards. So every person that has plum coloring will wear this wheel with their own style color in there. So what about neutrals? So in order to show you the neutrals, I always show you the neutral wheel. So this is the same exact thing as the prime color wheel, except that I put the prime colors on the outside. And now on the inside, I put the neutrals, and that is to give it a little more real estate. So for plum, you can see that the prime neutral is going to be medium navy. Liya also will wear medium white, that is cream, and she also wears medium black, which is like a soft black. So here we have Liya's 3 colors. So to start with, you can see her in navy and medium navy, and as you would expect, it is a magnificent color for her. And then perhaps you'll be surprised at what she looks like in white. And once again, white is cool. It's on the top of the wheel like all the other cool colors, and like navy, for example. And so you can see that it's really highlighting the creaminess of her complexion, the smoothness, and smooths out her natural tones. And then here she is in black, off black, and very, very delicate and translucent. So now we have a completed personal color wheel for Liya Kebede, with her 7 magnificent colors on the inside, her personal rainbow, and her 3 neutrals around the outside, her navy, her creamy white, and her version of black, which is soft black. At this point, I always like to talk to you a little bit about use of color, because use of color is part of your coloring. Use of color has 2 aspects. The first aspect to use of color we talked about during the style videos, and as a true classic, this version of true classic, which is the alpha true classic, Liya, for her style, Liya goes towards monochromatic outfits. But in terms of her coloring, it's a different way of using color, so she has both. The way of using color for earth coloring is actually to come to medium contrast. Contrast is an intrinsic part of use of coloring. So for earth colorings, medium contrast is what she is most comfortable in and looking for. And that is accomplished with one color, 2 versions of the same color. So it can be a very light color combined with a medium color, or it can be a medium color combined with a darker color. And in this case, what you're going to see is that the little polka dots give under the dress part of this outfit a very light tone, and then so it's a medium light color, and so here the sweater vest is a medium dark color, so medium contrast for Liya Kebede. So very happy to share this with you. Next week we're going to look at Burgundy earth coloring, and I'm excited for that as well. And thank you for coming, and thank you for subscribing. And just one more thing, please, wherever you are in the world, especially if you're in a conflict area, I hope you can stay safe.